It's a trip to the beach, and I wanted to try not one, but two different styles of Dutch doors that I wanted to do in one spread. So, if you would like to see how I set up these fun pages, you might want to stick around. What's up, everyone? This is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning. And if this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Here I share tips, ideas, and inspiration to make your planner and journal spreads pretty and functional. So I have a few sticker books out, and I also have my journal, and I will tell a bit about what products I'm using. And before that, let me quickly show you this rainbow Dutch door spread that I did, where I combined vertical and horizontal Dutch doors in one, because I wanted to create something a bit different and not just a color on each of the vertical Dutch doors. So let's quickly get into what other products I have. And here's like a full flip through of the actual Dutch doors. And I have linked the video for you just in case you want to check it out. And this was so fun. This was using some junk journal ephemera stickers. And this is where we are with my daily journal. So now we need to start with the cover page for July. And I thought I will just bring out my paper clip, which is from Journal Say, along with most of the other tools I'm using. And my code Priya can earn you 8% off at Journal Say. And this is the pink patterns washi set from Live Love Posh. And this is the rest of my washi tapes from Live Love Posh. And if you wanted to check out how I store my washi, I have my craft room tour video linked. And these are mostly going to be the summer edit stickers from Live Love Posh, which when I last checked was very much in stock. And my code Priya10 can earn you 10% off at Live Love Posh, Archer and Olive, where my journal is from, and a few other shops. And I'll have all that information in the description for you, so don't worry about having to memorize any of that. And as you saw, I have used up a lot of these stickers from this collection of Summer Edit. So this is the July month at a glance and the currently page, and I need to go fix that header. But that video, the setup video for all my July spreads, will be coming soon. And I had used these up, so I wanted to finish off that spread, or that collection rather. And I'm going to dive into my collection of distress oxides. And I'm going to pick something for the beach, something for the sky, and something for the ocean. So this is how I store my distress oxides, as you can see. And you can see how I do the full thing, the full organizing. And I have linked all the products I'm using. And I have my Amazon storefront linked for you, just so that you can pick up anything that you see me use. So that should be quite handy. I have different categories for the distress oxides, the journaling supplies, the tools that I use, my usual favorites, my favorite pens, all of that nicely sorted. And I will also be using my gyro cut, which is also linked. And I have a tutorial, a very beginner friendly tutorial, just in case you wanted to dive into Dutch doors. And this is a handy dandy tool that you definitely need in your collection. So let's get into the cutting part first before I get to the inks. So I'm trying to decide where I should start, because first we need the sky, we need the ocean, and the front page, as you saw, is going to be a bit of a decorative part, and the pages underneath would be where the function comes. So I did think of doing it as a single page Dutch door, but looks like I will be cutting another page. So this is when I started thinking about where to get started. And let's see. So I'm going into the inking part, but this is where I would like to have the ink placed. And I'm just putting a scrap piece of paper which was on my table. And this is when it hits me, maybe I should do another page. So put away the ink for now, and I'm going to just line up against that flap that we cut on the left page so that it can be a nice straight line for the sky. And you need the horizon and lots of elements that will give the whole spread that number of depths that are needed for each look. And if you would like to see how my thinking process goes, how my spreads come together, how I pick spreads, how I pick elements for the spreads rather, please check out my membership option, because that's where I come and sort out my thought process. And you do have some perks, and this is where the next step of the Dutch door will be, because I want to have a flap that opens downwards. And this is my thinking mode on. So sorry, I interrupted myself. So I was talking about the membership option, and I have a lovely group of subscribers who pay something extra to have that extra benefit of having to support me. And they do get lots of perks. They get early access, and they even get to respond to polls, or they get access to behind the scenes. They get to really see the messier side of me. And trust me, it's not as perfect as you think it is. So please check out that. So it's similar to Patreon, but it's here on YouTube. So it's easier for you to kind of hop on if you're interested. So our flaps are ready. So now let's see. So that is a part with the ocean, and the bottom will be the beach area. So let's try and bring out. So first you will see how I just cut off the bottom part also, which can freak out some people, but don't worry, I've got it sorted. And I think that tile at the bottom, that strip, would be perfect, because that's almost as long as it needs to be to go across both the pages. So this is where the bone folder will come in handy, and so is the washi cutter. The bone folder, I'll get to that later. And I'm using the washi cutter from Live Love Posh to cut there, and I'm using the same gyro cut. So you will see how I'm I just cut out that bottom flap, and I'm using the same technique, going as close to the spine as possible, maybe like a centimeter from the spine. And that's all. I'm not comfortable going further closer to the spine than this. This is as close as it can get, because I really worry about the integrity of the notebook or the journal. So there I have done it. I've done the absolute horrendous crime of cutting off the bottom part of the page as close to the spine as possible. So now we are going to have that bottom stuck there. So I'm going to grab another older washi tape, which I believe was from Daiso, and I will attach the top part of the pages together right where I cut off the bottom part entirely. Otherwise, it gets too much of a task to secure that, because I need that perfect alignment for the bottom. Otherwise, it will look really wonky. So that is where a bit of a struggle happens. And paper clip may have helped, I'm not sure. So that's why I didn't end up using a paper clip, just in case you're wondering. Just straightening that part to make sure it lines up perfectly at that joint. And we will now get to the bottom part where that Mediterranean, those mosaic patterns are visible. So these are the Santorini vibes. And there is also, you might think it is really a foolish decision to pick that element, but I wanted to use this tile also. And I'm going to line it up just like so that we can use these on either side of that pattern. And that should help with the bottom part. What do you say? Did you like that? Maybe I could have aligned that a bit more better, but I think it was okay. So there we have the bottom part of the Dutch door aligned or stuck to the page, but there is some more work left. We need to secure it, right? So I'm using my bone folder from Fiskars and the Tombow Dots adhesive. Whoops, it just came off like so. So we will now put that back, and we also need to make sure that line, that crisp line, is visible. And now we will go ahead and attach our tape runner, just lining it up at the bottom, and it will be nice and snug from this point. So that is where the bone folder really comes in handy. So let's see, I'm just making sure I have that lined up so that I can just place it, press it down, and voila. We are done with the bottom. Nope, we are not done because I did not line it up perfectly. So there goes some more of the tape runner, and it's voila time now. Yes. And there is a good starting point for our Dutch doors and beach scenes. So now let's get to the actual inking part. So we'll start with the sky, and I'm doing the salty ocean, which is kind of my go-to ink for the sky or the ocean, just like the basic ocean waters. Onto the other side, doing some more of the inking. And these are just basic tools you need for the whole mixed media stuff. So you will really understand why I'm doing that paper scrap piece of paper right there at the border. When I lift the page, you will understand. So that gives it that nice crisp edge for the sky. Can you see that? So now I think I will need some additional ink for the beach, and this is the scattered straw. So these are like the most common of the inks I like to grab. So this is going to be the beach side of the whole spread, and we also need to have the beach right near those mosaic tiles. And we will need a whole lot of ink for the middle part, but just finishing off the top and the bottom just so that those crisp lines will be there. And then we will get to the part within this area, because I think that way it's a bit easier than all of the borders. And even here, I'm just going along the borders, and then I will work my way inwards. So let me know if you need a closer step-by-step instruction for this, because my tutorial is self-explanatory and you have all the steps already simplified for you. And let me know if you have checked out the tutorial I mentioned, because I have a full playlist available. It covers everything from the basics and what you need to be careful if you need no smearing while you're working on the projects. So all of that is covered in the tutorial. So let me know if you have any specific questions. And this is the stickering part of our whole process. And I wanted to start with this sun, who looks a bit sad, to be very honest, because the sun could be a bit more brighter given the other elements. But I thought that touch of blue in and around that area. And I'm going to also kind of dab a bit along that edge, because we need that horizon. And that is where I think I will come and add some more of the chartered mariner is the name of that color, the darker tone. And that gives it a bit more depth. Can you see? Do you agree? So it just gives it a bit more depth. And the horizon is pretty much clear that way. And you will see, since it's Santorini, you obviously have all of those buildings and all those architecture, that stunning blue and white buildings and houses, in contrast with the hot pink bougainvilleas. And let's see what other areas we can bring that in, because we always have to have that contrast. And yeah, let's fix that sticker. It's as good as new. And we will also come and add that cut right there, because I do not want that sticker to be anywhere but there. But again, you have to have that option of flipping that upper part of the Dutch door. And this was such a fun collection in the sticker book. And I had used this collection the very first time I spotted the sticker book when it came out, and I got my affiliate package. I decided to use this one first because I loved this contrast, blue and white and pink, nice and happy, cheerful elements. And I did not want any of these to go to waste. So I did not want to do a proper spread and be done with it, because this is so pretty. I wanted to have that in my journal. And this is going to be... So as you can see, the front page is going to be pretty much decorative. If I need more space to write here, I could always come and add writing on the beach portion. And we will also see what font I need and that's a functional foil. Functional noir, right? Sorry. And I'm also combining it with one of the coats from the summer edit. And we have this one, which I wanted to just put it there as an ode to the summer vibes and the Santorini vibes. And I think I'll pick one of these fonts because I wanted to have the cover page. So this is the cover page. So I wanted to have like a matching font, but looks like I'd need to pick something solid, something in block letters. So that is what I will be using, and that will go on the left page. And we have some of these bougainvilleas, which will always be a nice pop of color against all these shades of blue. And we will start. I do not want that pink to be lost on the color of the beach. So I think I'll just go ahead and start with the pages underneath, because we have this page as the functional space, and you will see how I work with the remaining stickers, which are not many to be honest, to create that lovely beach scene, Santorini scene, with again that multi-dimensional look that I want to bring in here. And you can see how I have to get into a different collection here just so that we can bring in that girl who's just enjoying all these gorgeous views. Because with such stunning views, you need somebody who can enjoy it, right? Not just us. And I think I'll have to take off some of the elements on the page here because it's just too cluttered. What do you see? Should I have just left that girl right there, or what I did? What do you think? Is that right? Or should I have just left the other bigger pieces alone? And what else? Should we bring in more? I just don't want too many other colors to be brought in because it just takes away from the beauty of all these elements. And I think that was a fun touch. And I think I will also do something similar to this page because, as you can see, there are stickers with edges and angles meant for that side. So this was more for the left edge, and the other sticker I used earlier was more for the right edge. So that's why I could put that down effortlessly and it still looked very pretty. But sometimes you need to look for those elements, and there may not be enough elements in each collection to be able to do that. So now let's bring in some of these boxes for our pages, and I think I will just put it right there, and one will go for this side. And as you can see, this sticker book has boxes that very beautifully coordinate with the themes we have. So I'm bringing in yellow and pink and blue and a pop of green. And we will also combine it with our functionally noir, which is always helpful when you can just combine it with a solid black. So let's see, we'll bring in some of these pinks in two different sizes, and I'm going to alternate between the sizes that we used on the cluster up on that page, and I'm also changing the orientation of the boxes. And we will do some simple clustering here with some of the olive oil or the pottery on there, and some maybe the beach elements like the shells and such. And we will finish off these for the other cluster. Maybe we should reposition that because it was really wonky, and I think it still is wonky, but I didn't realize it at that point. And we will bring in some of these, and maybe this can go in here, just a pop of blue croissant, and we'll see. Yeah, we have more bougainvilleas. How can I let it go? But will I end up using it? I'm not sure, because I don't want it to be visible when I turn the page. So from the central page, if it is visible, I don't think I want to do that. And just a few more stickers in this collection. So this washi set can now come in, and this is a pink pattern. So there were these 15-pack rolls that came in every color. So this was a huge release that Live Love Posh had. And I'm going to just do a slanted kind of pop of pink right there. And that's all I'm doing. Nothing too fancy. And I really thought I was done with this washi because this is the scalloped one. And this is slightly wider than the scalloped washi that you get in the rainbow scallops that also dropped along with this. And there are some amazing sales happening. The summer sales are all happening at the same time. So I'll have all that information in the description, so don't worry about it. Check that out if you are keen. And I thought I was done here, but when I came back the next day, I realized the beach or the sand portion needed something else. So here I am getting these orange crabs and lobsters right on there, and the sizes are a bit bigger, so you could imagine that these crabs and all the shells and all those fun things that you find on the sand, they are closer to you and the rest are in the distance. So if you can visualize that, I think it'll be okay. What do you think? What do you agree with what I said? Or let me know if you find it really odd that these lobsters and crabs, of course, are much more bigger when you compare it to that girl's ring there. For some people it might look odd, but in the planner world, everything is possible. So don't worry about it. And we also have some of these clusters which we can use. And that's a seashell with her hair clip, and some of the lotions could be a sunscreen, some of those right there. And we also have maybe some of these shells which are a bit on the bigger side, but again, I think it's negotiable. And let's see, I don't want it to be looking at the same angle. And we do have some other elements which we can bring in because I want to balance that pop of orange also. And we will be doing some more finishing touches on the inner pages as well, which is going to be the functional one. And let me know if you have been to the beach this season, or if you have been wanting to, or you're not near the waters. Please let me know. I'm just curious to see because not everybody likes the beaches. And we will also combine some other elements from here which could be like a functional space combined with a decorative space cluster. And please come follow me on Instagram. I do share more spreads and more sneaks even if they don't quite get YouTube videos. And it's a lovely supportive community out there. And if you like what you see, if you like to try new things like what I'm doing, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification as well, because there's a lot of fun content coming. And there are some amazing products that are waiting to be used, say the washi tape shop and the Live Love Posh and the Planny thing, and even the Happy Planner. A lot of items are still waiting to be used this season. And also wrong, I forgot to mention that. And my July spreads setup is underway, so the full video should be coming soon. And now I'm taking out the stencil to kind of make a circle to complete that cluster there. And I'm just going ahead with a pencil first. And then I'm going to grab the pink color Zig Clean Color Dot. And I'm first going in with that fine tip. And I think it does give a bit of a depth. And I'm completing it with the dot part of the pen. And I had shared fun ideas you can try using the Zig Clean Color Dots. And I have linked the video for you just in case you're wondering what all ideas I shared. It's so fun and so versatile. I'm sad I had forgotten to use them more in my spreads. And please find all the videos I mentioned. So here you can see me bring in some of that sand effect on some of the elements I brought in, say near the beach or near the other fun components that could be on the beach. And let me know what you think. Would you try something like this? Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.